Hey everybody, welcome back to Path of Exile. This is a brand new series that sticks with the same character that we were leveling in the last series for leveling. Um, I decided I was going to level up to at least 75, so we could be right where we left off. In the middle of that series where we were starting to farm maps. I know it's kind of weird in that series if you watch it, we start farming some maps and it doesn't really make sense, but that's what we're going to go with. That's the best compromise I can do without really pulling stuff out. I've kind of started to figure out the build a little bit here. I wasn't necessarily playing it correctly, although maybe I was to some degree. The maps have been kind of tough here. They're getting easier, but it's still very difficult. I put on these gloves here because they are one of the secondary recommendations from the author of the build. They got 100 strength, so they're pretty good in that regard. Our weapon's kind of weak. Our helm's kind of weak. We still got some weak gear. But doing this, we were able to pull in some of the stuff we were using on our second weapon. I'm not going to pull it up because we're going to lose our minions if we do that. You can see I farmed some stuff. Also did, let's pull this up. I went and did our third Ascendancy trial, and we picked up Bone Barrier, which is pretty big. I still don't know if we're going to go for Mistress of Sacrifice or Commander of Darkness. I mean, the video says to go this way, the build guy says to go this way, so I don't know. 30 elemental resistances seems pretty good, but also getting our bone offering here. I don't even have it on the bar because we don't have to actually hardcast it. See, I've started to go south here a little bit and pick up Juggernaut next and go down this way. Yeah, so that's pretty much what's been new. I've been trying to craft some stuff to little to no success. I'm not really positive exactly how that's supposed to go. We did pick up. This is a nice weapon for this build, but I can't, and I wasted some of our currency on it, some of this stuff, trying to forge 6 sockets. Now, the amount of sockets a weapon can have on it is based on the item level, and you can't, not the item level required. See how that says level 27? The item level is level 70, so that means it can have 6 sockets. So we could theoretically pump these into it, and it would do it. But there are crafting recipes that guarantee you to put 6 sockets on there, and I don't know what that costs, if it's like 50 of these, and I don't know. Who knows? But I think that's universally the better way to go, but we have to find it. And I think you do it through delving. I have to look into that more. And delving is just, it's the mine instance where you go into the mine and stuff, etc., etc. We'll get to that eventually in this playthrough. So even though this is going to be a map series, maybe we'll do a delve series too, but probably not. It'll probably just go in here in the maps and end game kind of stuff. So the biggest, if you're running this build, the biggest piece of advice that took me a little while to get, and if you've been playing the game for a while, you probably don't need to hear this. You're probably very aware that this is how this stuff works. So we'll do this wharf map here. We're just going to farm maps all this episode. That's what's going on while we still try to figure out the game. This series will focus on that, and then in between I'll figure out how to do other stuff, and we'll pick that up as we go along. We have to summon zombies here in the beginning, so and a guardian too. So guardians don't persist between logouts. I did log out real quick just to get this set up. I was playing for a couple hours here, trying to get back to the same level we were at. So I have to be kind of careful here because our zombies are really what's going to do the beef here. You know, you might be tempted because you have Cyclone with this build to run in here, and maybe you can eventually when you get better gear. We have 8 zombies now too. The nice thing about that sword that I showed you guys, the Queen's Gate that was in our stash, I think that allows us to carry 2 more zombies, which is pretty huge. We can carry 8, so we'll do. See if we can get a guardian up just to rank. Yeah, it's good enough. We'll fix him up later. You might be tempted because you can Cyclone to go in there and sit on top of minions and Cyclone, but what you really want to do is you want to run as fast as possible. Now, we may die doing this here, but I found it's the best way to do it. You're going to get the most XP by doing it this way. And maybe the build guide goes over that. To be honest, I have a real bad problem with skimming through stuff real quick. And no disrespect to him, it's a great guide. I'm sure I'm going to go back and watch it several times. But I'm a skimmer. It is a great guide, by the way. Great editing, all that stuff. But we're a skimmer. That's what we do. Pay for it later. But, so let's give it a go here. Show you guys how this works. Or at least how I think it works. And yeah, hopefully we don't die. So you're going to want to be tempted to stop. You're not going to want to stop. You want to occasionally pop Cyclone just to get things buffed up. But that's the opposite of what you want to do. You don't really want to engage the enemy here. You just want to run through mobs. We're actually moving kind of slow right now. Yeah, more like this, and then if you want to, you can double back and make sure your minions cleared stuff. But yeah, don't ever. Yeah, right there we kind of got caught, so we popped our bone armor. Stay alive. Just keep running here. You want to stay on the outskirts. Let the minions do the job. Pop that real quick. Yeah, because these guys can one-shot you. With the low build, like we're only level 75. I mean, it is a thing that can happen. So what you want to do is just kind of stay on the outside. Don't worry about picking up loot. Wait till the end. And this, I mean, you should be able to get to the end of the fog here doing it this way. See, we took a lot of damage there. So when you start taking damage, you want to pop. You want to pop your defensives. Kind of double back a little bit, kite backwards. The spot your minions have cleared. Right? Keep the buffs rolling, the debuffs rolling. Make sure you're dodging stuff too. But you can see this is really the way that this is supposed to go. At least at this level, maybe you can sit in there and tank some shots to the face. But I don't think we're tanky, and the build's supposed to make us tanky, but we are not tanks by any means. All right, so we've reached the end of the map here, which is what we want. Taking some damage. And I mean, we can die doing this, and there's sometimes they'll come in here and I will just die. It's not what you're really looking for, and it does happen. But look how much faster that was. We got one of the end game pieces of item there for clearing the whole thing out. Yeah, and I don't think this map's particularly hard for us. It's not supposed to be. With the Delirium all the way through, though, I think it is supposed to be pretty difficult. And that, it was a little touch and go there, but it's worth it to run it that way. It's faster. And then the bad part is you have to double back. I think this is where people were complaining that I didn't understand when I first started playing the game. Is now we're required to double back and pick up any loot that might be interesting to us. Which is okay. I mean, I still think it's an efficient way to run, and it's a safer way to run, to be honest. I think than trying to go toe-to-toe with some of those minions and going slow. Like, we could still die just sitting here right now. Going kind of slow, picking up what we need. Or what we think we need, anyway. So yeah, I think if you guys were worried about this series being... us not being able to figure out the game, we're getting there. I'm sure there's a lot of people that pilot this build a lot better than I do. But we can't be too far off. We still got a long way to go to get stuff that... I don't want to say they're big pieces of the build, but there is more to be found. More to be had, if you will. Why can I not open up the strongbox? Open? I don't know why that's locked. So that kind of stuff, yeah, we still don't know everything about it by any means. But this is the way you do it. So if you want to run this build, just know when you get to the end game. My leveling was still kind of rocky for us, and maybe the build guide kind of illustrates how better to handle that. I'm sure it does. You guys can follow that if you'd like. You'll die less when you're leveling up. Yeah, so that's how that works. At least I think. Pretty good. I was listening to some. I just thought I'd talk about this because I thought it was interesting. I was listening to some Death Clock. I was listening to Metalocalypse. Metalocalypse? That's not how you say that. Apocalypse. Alright, you guys know what I'm saying. For whatever reason, that's a difficult word for me to pronounce. To get it in my head how it's supposed to be pronounced. Anyway, it's a pretty good album. I remember seeing Death Clock when I was a young lad, and I thought it was cool. I remember the TV show was on TV. I didn't really watch it, even though I was super into that genre of music. I thought it was funny. I don't know. And yeah, there was a couple songs they had released I thought was really good. And I've gone through and listened to that first album a few times, and it's pretty good. But I never really sat down and listened to it, even though I was kind of distracted by QE map farming here. Uh, but it's definitely a group that makes fun of themselves, and they make fun of the genre. But they do it in a way that see, we might want to craft something on this. I don't. It's tier 8. We're just going to throw it away. I don't know if that's the correct way to go about that, but for now, that's kind of how we're handling that. So yeah, the band just kind of makes fun of the genre, it makes fun of themselves, but they still do, it's still great music. It still sounds good, and maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. I'd really like to look into what they were going for when they were doing that. I mean, I know the show was funny. Uh, yeah, it's just kind of cool that they could make fun of the genre, make fun of themselves, still sound great. So that's probably what they were going for. I don't know why this has this little gold leaf on it. Yeah, so I think we're gonna be okay going forward with maps. I think, uh, at least for the short time until we start doing like maybe like this one. We'll do this one. Let's see. I think that's the best way to go about doing them. And we're gonna just keep running sand, just because we're gonna be pulling like the whole delirium. So the blood sounds nice. You can also I've got this bound now too because we have our gloves equipped. What is this called? Vulnerability, which actually does make the enemies take a lot of damage, but to stop and cast that kind of feels difficult. Like we might down this here. Uh, we'll start the event though. We'll try not to die here. Well, I don't think I've ever even seen this part of it. I was so focused on getting the towers upgraded. Actually, I do tend to die on these. We'll see how it goes. Is there turrets all the way down here? It's kind of cool that they just put a tower defense. I don't know what the optimal strategy is for any of this. I'm just picking random stuff so we have a variety. Sure. Gonna come out of... Oh, there's more. There are lightning and thunder. Well, they gave us a lot of points. Then you go in and you upgrade them. I don't know. It's cool that they put a TD in here. So we spent all the points. Now, I don't know what causes the event to start. Do we have to click something? Oh, you just kind of sit back and relax, and eventually it starts. The new one pops up. I mean, it's pretty neat mechanic that they put in the game. This is even in here. Like, I don't even know what that did. Purple. We put it down. I don't think you're technically supposed to engage these mobs. You're probably supposed to let the towers do everything. We'll put another frost one in there. See, that's our currency down there at the bottom. I did a little bit of delving in between levels. Not a lot. I was trying to do the quest for destructible walls. You have to throw a piece of dynamite and blow up a wall. And I never did finish it, but I did get to experience a little bit more of the delving, so I kind of know a little bit more how that works. Yeah, sure. We'll just sure. We'll just stay on the outskirts so we don't die. A lot of the times I'll just run in here and die like an idiot. But that's the nature of this build. You feel like you can run in and do some cycloning. Just don't do it. Think you want to, you don't. Really don't. I mean, occasionally it's okay. But for the most part, I mean, the zombies are going to do, they're going to do the job. Not sure what's happening here. Are we gaining more towers or are we losing towers? Looks like we're gaining towers. Yeah, I don't think we've ever gotten this far. So Hard to say how this is going to end. Throw lightning in there, sure. Fire. Yeah, normally we die by this point. I don't know how long this goes on for either. It may go on for like a traditional TD. It'd just be super long. Oh, we got a ton of... Oh, we got them coming on the backside too. Yeah, I've never gotten this far. Not even close. Looks like that side's kind of taken care of. Well, this is cool anyway. I bet this was a really fun League event when it came out. It's fun now too. Don't get me wrong. Did that blow up? I think it might have. Yeah, so we get some loot. Nothing great, but we didn't die. That's the important part. 10%. Every time we die, we lose 10%, right? So we want to try to keep that at a minimum here. I think the little pods are supposed to spawn that we can open up. Little ashes. Maybe. At the ends? No. Oh, I have chat on. I actually don't want to play in the game. I don't trust people to not say anything not safe for YouTube. It doesn't bother me. Like you could say anything to me. It doesn't. Now that's not an invitation to open up on me. That's just the nature of me. Like I don't. What is all this? So this is the back end of the map, I guess. Yeah, I can't. I mean, it's difficult to offend me, and I know that it's not. I'm not bragging. I'm saying. We like close off the map by doing all that. Well, it looks that way. Well, that was weird. So maybe that map was. Oh, maybe that's what the gold trim was on the. Excuse me. Maybe that's what the gold trim was on the map.
Hello.
My words out here. Really nothing to sell. Let's just go back in. 14% increase. Well, you know what? Saying that we're on a roll here, not dying. Let's do. Looks even more dangerous. Well, okay, we'll do this one. Lesser of two evils. I guess are the more interesting ones. We do have two the new trials for our next Ascendancy done. I didn't show that. Those are actually kind of difficult. Man, I had to cough again. Did manage to mute my mic there. I feel that makes a weird sound when I do it on the recording. Just like even right now, I'm tempted to sit in there and cyclone those mobs, but just don't do it. Think you want to, you don't. You want that though. You're better off just running for the end. We may die here because we're gonna get super greedy. Yeah, so I think we were kind of one shot there. It looked like to me. I mean, I didn't see us drop at all. We just fell over. I still think this is a better way to do it, even though we're gonna occasionally die, because the amount of XP you get for running through here is significantly higher than if you just didn't. I think we're missing a lot of the Delirium mobs doing it this way too, but yeah, I still think it's the best way to go about it. You guys will see. So when we got kind of hectic there, we probably should have popped. What's this red thing? There's something real nasty following us? Yeah, looks like it. Kill him, I guess. So you could sit in for that kind of stuff and do a little bit of cycloning if you're. Doesn't look like you're getting hit too hard. But yeah, so we probably wanted to cast bone armor there. Right when things got real bad. Right here is probably a good time. Flask a little bit. I don't know. You want to stay in the fog though. We want to clear the whole thing. And now I'm starting to see why Flame Dash is in this build. Flame Dash, you can cover a lot more ground with Flame Dash than you can with... Yeah, we don't want to stop here because we got the explosions coming. Yeah, Flame Dash is going to help you cover distances of the map quickly. It's going to help you clear faster. It's going to help you a lot of things. Did our loot drop? Guess it must be this stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah. Just keep moving. And you look, we lost 10%, but we probably got 25 there, and we raced to the end. Ideally, you don't want to die, obviously. Shader plate, we'll pick it up. We'll do a little bit of crafting there. I mean, I still have a lot to learn with crafting, but because these mobs are so weak, like compared to what we did, we know we can stand in there and kind of clean. Otherwise, we wouldn't have done it. So that clears that. Let's offering to the goddess. Oh, I want that. I guess. We'll go back through here and see if there's any good loot that we missed and kind of clean up a little bit. And this is free XP because we're not going to die here, right? Yeah, we're going to do it. Now, these are really dangerous, actually. You saw all those affixes on there, and they were quite high. We have to be a little bit more careful here. Saying that, I like almost died there. I think these are actually more dangerous than the Delirium. Pulling the full Delirium. At least for now, anyway, while the affixes on our maps aren't insane. Since this episode's been going pretty good, I do have a unique map that dropped. I want to keep going this way. I don't know how difficult that one's going to be. We could check it out this episode under... Wow, let's level up first. Let's get to the... Let's bottom out the level, and then maybe we'll try it. Yeah, we're not even anywhere near the mobs. We're just like on the outside cleaving. See some weak mobs. Yeah, we can cleave into those, but... Let's play it safe. That's... No reason to take a sword to the face by that guy. Maybe that's how you play the other classes. Maybe that's how you play this one. Yeah, this feels right to me, though. These mobs, I mean, they can do a lot of damage here. Just let our very strong minions take care of them. Foul Vessel. Yeah, one thing, talking about the music earlier. Wow, that hurt. It'd be really cool if we could listen to music while we... I mean, we are listening to the game soundtrack, which the game soundtrack is good. But it'd be nice to change it up every now and then. Which is one of the bummers about YouTube, is you can't listen to what you want to. It's all copyright. Excuse me. All copyright stuff. A little bit of a cough this morning. We'll go clean this up, I guess. We don't really need to, but... Yeah, because it's fun to play this game when you listen to your own music. It's good. So that's definitely a plus for Twitch. I don't think when you stream on YouTube you can do it either. I'm not sure how Twitch handles that. Copyright music, maybe you just can't make VODs of stuff that has copyright music. I don't know. But it would be nice to listen to like listen to all the Pantera CDs while we play. It'd be fun. Something like that. Let's see. Let's see. Drop our currency off. Pick up a ton of maps there. We gotta wait till this weekend for the stash tabs to go on sale. We don't have to, but we're going to, just so we could. We'll probably buy like a pair of wings or something silly like that. Extra currency we have. We might not actually have any extra currency. I don't know. Don't know. So yeah, here's the one. PvP damage scaling in effect contains the immortalized Grandmasters. I don't know what this is. Map tier is 16, so they do have tiers associated with them. And that might be out of our touch there. We know we can do tier 1s. Let's try a tier 3. I don't think we've tried a tier 3 yet. Do it right when we're trying to level here. We didn't add anything else up. We might go a little bit slower here. Probably not. It just feels right to speed through. Let's see if the Delirium's even. We're not even bothering with all the general yellows. I'm putting a lot of faith and trust into the. It hurt. A lot of faith and trust into the filter to do its job. Which might not be great, but if I had to sit there and go through it line by line and figure it out, it'd take me forever. So we don't put trust in that kind of stuff because we want to. We kind of do it because we have to. Much like most things in our life. Otherwise, nothing gets done. Yeah, that hurts. The big advice I could give, even if you're not going to play this way, is when you're doing maps, which I'm sure most players know this, for delving, or not delving, delirium rather. Don't stop moving. If you stop moving, especially when you get real deep in here, you're probably going to die. Probably dead. There's some exceptions to that rule, but well, okay, we got one shot there. Still think that was better. I mean, what did we say we had? It was we definitely gained XP there. It wasn't a huge loss. Now, kind of the bright side too is we can drop there. Not good stuff. I don't know if the Delirium loot drops are performance based. They probably are. Wow. I was just trying to get my auras on there. We have a Karen Golem. What are we trying to do? Yeah, that looks right. So that actually hurt quite a bit. That second death there, you can't have that. Expect to win. Go through here and pick up the currency. I think our resistances are still really low. It's a bit unfortunate that we're not going to be able to capitalize on this. We're not going to get XP out of this, basically. What's happening here? I do want that chromatic orb, I guess. If you're squishy, the answer is just don't sit there. Actually, we're still going to be able to turn this map around, like XP wise, anyway. Nothing. And this is kind of a counterintuitive to how I would normally play these games because, well, not really. I mean, it's very similar to how I played Diablo 3. I tend to go a little bit slower than, pulling the whole map. They have this weird loot FOMO thing where I'm just afraid a big piece of loot drop back there, and the reality is we're going to double back anyway. And the odds of there actually being something good in there are pretty slim. And it does show up on the map. I just have to trust the map is going to show me. And the audio cues are going to be there, that kind of stuff. It's quite a big area here. That was the bonus objective. Hello? Anna. So we're going to follow her through the portal, but, you know, currency's back there. I think we saw this last time when we were going through here. I don't remember it though. Kind of do though. That's basically her just saying, yeah, things are going to get, there's more out there. You supposed to put stuff in there? I don't know. Don't know what those do. Whoops. I guess we could always go back through. Okay, so yeah, there's always an opportunity to go back for the currency. Exquisite blade. Got to be somewhat quick about going back through here and picking up loot. So yeah, with this build, I feel pretty confident we're gonna be able to get to the end. We're gonna have to get a little bit better. Our gear's gonna get better though too, so it's very doable. So we should be able to get to map level 161, 164, whatever the last level of map is. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Some people may not like this build just because you're not really the one doing the damage. It's all the minions. But that makes sense, right? It's a Necromancer build. I mean, if you were picking the Necromancer, hopefully that's like in your wheelhouse of things you enjoy doing. You go this way. Not really. Chest we're leaving behind. I'd have to see what the consensus is on the chest. If it's just better to leave them alone, or it's pretty rare that. All right. Well, we're just gonna. That's the end of that. We're not going back in there. Right, we did see this because the only reason she's standing right there is because we put her there. So we had to find her back then too. But we're not going to watch that again. We know what's up. And the loot we got out of there was kind of terrible. No. Not sure why we picked that up, to be honest, but we did. We're running out of room for gems here. I don't think you're supposed to pick up gems and keep them like that. Oh, we got the space. We'll do it. Currency. New map here. Let's do this one just so we can level up. Tier 1, 13% item quantity, quality. We'll bring in Einhar. Hopefully level up here before. We'll call this an episode for the day. The only reason we're focused, we're actually standing around to kill these ones, is because we want to make sure the back's... Well, at least I do. I think it's better to make sure the back's cleared before you get to the Delirium portal. That hurts. And then just do the Delirium portal and focus on that. I'll try to pick up some more loot this time. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we popped all the explosions there. It's fine. Yeah, as soon as you get caught standing flat-footed, that's when you gotta panic a little bit. We got caught on the wall there, and even though we didn't have anything really on top of us, well, there was a unique. Ooh. Yeah, even that little catch on that ledge there. Seemed like that could be disastrous. That's okay. Yeah, we probably should have blinked out of that faster. All right, at least we leveled up. Ouch. All right, so we learned something. We want to have our ores up before we go in here. I don't think that would have saved us, but there's definitely a reason to have it on, and that's it right there. I mean, not too much. I don't know why that one was orange outline. What do we get? Paula's amulet. MaW's amulet. Not Paula's. Minions increase maximum life. Minions have increased movement speed. 13% reduced mana cost versus rarity of items. Plus 100 to evasion is pretty good, and the fire resist is pretty good. We could probably equip this. We're not going to. That actually might be better, though. Fact. And saying I wasn't going to do it. May very well just do it. Nothing. Oh, we got to kill this beast. We might as well. We kill all the beasts? No, there's one more left. Beasts are actually really tanky now. Just to give you an idea on how much further we have to go to like really max out, I think the build's supposed to have 14,000 life. And we're sitting at 3,500. So yeah, that's it. We got a long way to go. We've only just begun. Probably could have picked up our new trait before we walked in here, but it's fine. Atlas mission from Xana received.
Need a map? Need a map?
I don't know, maybe. Maybe I do. We're not keeping any of this.
May your maps be merciful.
Yeah. Be nice to get a map stash tab too. As you can see, you don't need it. Like, I don't need to carry half this stuff, but useful, useful stuff. That's what the in-game store is. Just quality of life stuff. Real tempted to put that on. The other two we have. Not really. This one though. Eh. No, maybe not. Not yet. That's going to do it for this episode, though, guys. If you like the video, as usual, drop us a like. If you want to see more from the unusual MaW, me, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, we'll see you guys then. Take care of yourselves.